Well, welcome to Materia Medica Mondays, a weekly podcast on this wonderful network called Deeply Rooted Botanical Medicine with Stephanie Georgieff. Now, if you notice my last name, it's Georgieff, and if it's pronounced properly, it's Georgieff. And you can certainly tell that it has a little bit of a Slavic ring to it. And we Slavic people love long titles. And I've been told by marketing specialists that the title is good because it's very descriptive. So I will keep it that way. But anyways, Materia Medica Mondays is a regular feature of Deeply Rooted where I just look at one plant and explore it. And during this month of June in 2026, we're exploring different plants that are wonderful for skin health and wellness. And if you would like to take a deep dive into all aspects of skin health and wellness, during this month, I have a special mini course. It's part of the larger Living Pharmacy course, From Seed to Body to Soul. This is one of the systems that this very comprehensive course looks at. And I thought, well, June is the beginning of summer, people are more outside, and it's really a time to get your skin in shape after hiding it all winter. So definitely check out the links in the program notes if you would like to take advantage of this. If you don't want to commit to a 60-part comprehensive Heart to the Clinical Herbalism course, you can do this mini course at a fraction of the time as well as financial investment. I think it's definitely worth it. So one of the things that you will learn in that mini course is that skin health is not skin deep. Ha ha ha. It is actually, skin is always rejuvenating itself. You keep growing skin all the time. When you're older, it tends to not grow as fast as it used to, but the skin is really this interesting organ that's an interface between the internal and the external. And if you have any type of chronic skin condition, something like eczema or psoriasis, or if you have very difficult cystic acne, rosacea, you name it, these chronic skin conditions, putting things on topically is not going to really get at the quote-unquote root of the problem. So any good skin health care regime, regardless of what certain healthcare professionals say, is actually you have to have a two-pronged approach. Actually, in my opinion, a three-pronged approach. You need to deal with the nervous system because stress is usually related to problems with the skin. And you also have to deal with the internal aspect of skin. And then topically, you also need to do that. So what we're going to talk about today is a plant that you tend to associate with the nerves, and you see it a lot in what we call functional beverages. And this is the plant, and it's actually an Ayurvedic herb. It's called Gotu Kola. And this is a wonderful herb for the skin, actually. Now, if you're looking for internal herbs for skin health, botanical medicine just doesn't do like what we were looking at in terms of comfrey. The term for internal skin herbs is called alteratives, and also something called lymphatics. And if you take the full course, but we do go over this in the mini course. And basically what these herbs do the alternatives and the lymphatics, these herbs support the body's natural elimination channels, basically the liver, the kidneys, and the lymph system, to address skin issues from the inside out. And one of the best for hot, inflamed, or irritated skin is Gotu Kola. And the Latin binomial, in English, it's called Centella Asiatica. And in Latin or Italian, it's Centella Asiatica. So that's it. I like the Latin pronunciation. I think that's really fun. Or the Italian. Anyways, the goal, basically how GotuKola works is that it contains terpenoid saponins that stimulate the synthesis of collagen and intracellular fibrinogen. And what this does is it improves microcirculation to the skin's capillary beds and makes sure that there's a steady supply of nutrients to developing skin layers. But it also has a wonderfully healing, cooling, anti-inflammatory effect while it's doing all of that. And so what it's wonderful for internally is it supports skin elasticity, and it also accelerates the healing of internal as well as external scarring. And it calms hot, red, or highly irritated inflammatory skin issues. So you can fill in the blank in terms of what sort of inflammatory, hot skin problems are happening. But modern pharmacological research heavily validates the traditional use of GotuKola for skin health. And it's just really, really effective. Now, GotuKola is a very specialized, slender, perennial plant that is a creeper. They like creeping growth habits. And it's in the Apiaceae family, which is the carrot or parsley family. Something that you're going to find a little bit challenging if you start delving into botanical medicine on a with more depth, basically, is that the whole world of botanical taxonomy, or the names of certain things, is changing with increased technological capabilities. In the past, botanical taxonomy was all about what the plant looked like. You know, what type of flowers, what type of leaves, what type of root, stem shapes, this, that, and the other thing. But now with gas chromatograms and DNA labels and synthesis and things like that, many plants that you thought were in one family are now in another family. So some older herbal textbooks will just have different information. And it doesn't mean that the older textbooks are wrong. It just means that the classification in the modern, which you'll find quite readily online, is a little different, and that's because of that. So the older textbooks had this in the ivy family or the Aralaceae family because of the way it creeped. But now phylogenetic analysis is putting it deeply within the Apiaceae or the carrot parsley family. And also because of the flower characteristics and the characteristics of the fruit. Now the leaves, these are basically round to kidney shaped. It's really a pretty plant, and the stems are very smooth. And here comes this creeping quality. They're called stolons or runners that creep along the soil surface, and they strike roots at the nodes to form little mats. And the flowers are white to purple, and they have this umbrella quality. And that is the characteristic of the Apiaceae family. Now, GotuKola is native to tropical, subtropical, and warm temperate regions. And this is why it's very much part of Ayurvedic medicine. It's also used in traditional Chinese medicine. And it's very common in Asia, Equatorial Africa, and South Pacific Islands. It prefers loose soils with lots of organic matter content. But it seems to be very, very adaptable, and it does like full sun, but it will do well in partial canopy shade. What's really interesting is that global demand is for standardized GotuKola has skyrocketed due to the basically the applications for beauty products as well as internal use, and also for functional beverages, because traditionally this is used in terms of the nervous system. And the leading producer is India. This is the global epicenter, and the Asiatica in the Latin binomial basically says that it's from Asia. So that's interesting. It grows extensively along the damp tropical regions of India, particularly in the southern states of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and also in the water-rich plains of West Bengal and Assam. And there's wonderful, wonderful botanical companies, botanical medicine and supplement companies coming out of India. And they're all wonderful. And the reason why I like them is they help small farmers and women-owned farms produce these wonderful things, like Organic India is one of those. It also grows in Madagascar. This is the premium quality standard, and it grows also, one of the producers is in China and Vietnam and Thailand. And I think that's interesting. Historically, GotuKola is one of the most prominent and revered herbs in both Ayurveda, where it's known as Brahmi, and traditional Chinese medicine, where it's known as Ji Shui Cao. And modern pharmacological spotlights shines a lot on its structural skin benefits. The traditional scope of practice is thousands of years, and they use this mainly as a systemic tonic, or what we would say in our Western terms, an alterative. Because this is a creeping, moisture-loving perennial herb that grows in dense, swampy environments, ancient traditions associated its fluid, thriving nature with its ability to enhance the smooth flow of vital fluids and mental clarity. And in Ayurveda, it's considered a rejuvenative plant for the mind. And this is a specialized class. It's a member of a specialized class of rejuvenative herbs, and basically dedicated to expanding and sharpening mental capacities. And this is why you see it in a lot of functional beverages. And when I first started using this herb, I used it specifically for helping people to concentrate. Yogis and scholars used it for helping mental acuity and memory. And it's also used to quiet mental chatter, ease anxiety, and support focus during prolonged meditation. And it's for, in Chinese medicine, they're very much into longevity and vitality. Ji Shui Cao has a long-standing reputation as a longevity tonic. And the famous herbalist Li Qingwen lived to an extraordinary age because he drank Gotu Kola and ginseng daily. It's also really good in Chinese medicine, and obviously you can use this many different ways. It's not like you can't use it, but it's also used for clearing damp heat and blood stagnation, which can manifest in skin conditions. So I think that's really interesting. It's used for clearing toxicity, damp heat, and this is specifically for things like dark, painful urination, jaundice, and then hot, oozing skin eruptions. And they also used it to improve vascular tone, which means it helps with those swelling ankles and things for heavy swollen legs, things like varicose veins. And I find this so fascinating because this is where modern research says that it's really good. And the Chinese and Ayurvedics also use this for scars and very bad skin conditions. So it's really interesting how this wonderful plant that we often see in what I call functional beverages, that it actually has quite a lot of history and science behind using it. And so during the summer months, sometimes certain skin conditions are improved because it's warmer and you're getting some sunlight, which also always helps certain things. And sometimes summer aggravates. And so GotuKola may be part of your summer health and wellness regimen. So this is Stephanie Georgiev saying thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. Make sure to check out the links in the program notes, and a special plug if you want to learn more about how botanical medicine can help your skin from inside to out. Make sure to check the link on Living Pharmacy for Skin Health, and you will get all the videos and handouts on this wonderful systemic approach to botanical medicine. So until our next episode, be well.